Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with this transfer news claiming that Barcelona could finalize the exit of these two out-of-favor defenders, Clement Lenglet and Samuel Umtiti, within a week. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then secondly, talking about Frankie de Jong and Ter Stegen, as it has been reported that the Barca stars are ready to help Barca to negotiate their salaries in order to help the club. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. As the summer transfer window approaches, Barcelona are getting desperate to make sales so that they can attain financial fair play margin that will allow them to make signings and register them in the summer. Before that, the La Liga champions FC Barcelona also have the matter of registering the new contracts of players like Pablo Gavi, Ronald Araujo, Marcos Alonso, Sergio Roberto, Inaki Piena, and potentially Alejandro Bade once he renews. So as things stand, reports suggest that Barca only have room to register 4 new contracts following the confirmation of the exits of Sergio Busquets and Yuri Alba. But for more players to be registered, player sales are compulsory. The Catalans are hoping to finalize the departures of players such as Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, and Frank Kessié in the summer. So at the same time, they are also hoping to get rid of out-of-favor players such as Clement Lenglet and Samuel Umtiti, who will soon be returning to the club following the completion of their loan spells at Tottenham and Lecce respectively. As such, Spanish outlet Mundo Deportivo is reporting that Barcelona could finalize the exit of both the French defenders within a week's time. While Lenglet may be returning to Barca following his loan spell at Tottenham, the Little Whites remain intent on signing him permanently, and talks are expected to take place between the two clubs over the same in the coming days. The only issue is that Spurs are willing to offer a low transfer fee for around €5 million for Lenglet, even though Barcelona had been hoping to get a figure of around 10 to 12 million euros for the player. However, given that getting his €10 million wages off the books is crucial, the Catalans may relent. As for Umtiti, he has admirers in Italy and France, but there are no contract offers yet. However, he has proposals from 2 clubs in Saudi Arabia, which seems to be tempting for the 2018 FIFA World Cup winner. Ideally, Barcelona wish to close the departures before June 30, and the report claims that they could finalize it as early as within a week. Doing so will greatly help Barca in a big way with regards to their financial fair play situation. Of course, players who were out on loan this past season, it is expected that Barca will sell most of them. Considering what we are going through now, financial fair play has to be met in order to have a good transfer window. And Barcelona, knowing fully well that the players who were out on loan have failed to impress, except for players like Ace Abday, who have really done something. I think even Umtiti have tried because he have done well compared to the expectations people had when he went to the Serie A. Lenglet too have also been doing his best at Tottenham, starting some games and even playing more than what we all expected. And Barcelona have been seeing all of these players as players to bring in some cash from sales. Lenglet's own issue have been so complicated these days because Tottenham, who were thought to have having interest to, activate the purchase clause of that loan deal, earlier this week they said Lenglet will be returning to Barca, his home club. But Barca are facing so much difficulties, but the good news is Tottenham are still open to buying Lenglet as Barca are pushing the player to stay there for good. And the thing now is Tottenham are saying that if we want to sign Lenglet, then it will be 5 million euros. That's all we got. And of course, with this kind of situation, Barca can now be like they are tempted to take such an amount because of the desperate nature that they are in terms of finance. Um, of course, we know players like Lenglet have no future at Barca. Now, Xavi himself knows that. Xavi have already have a very good defense, and there is no space for Lenglet because players like Inigo Martinez will be coming from Athletic Club, and our defense line will be solid than ever before. Umtiti as well has been a player that have been, towards the latter stages of his career at Barca, have been like just there for nothing's sake because he was just eating the money, being benched, injury issues, and even though he has made a good impression playing for Lecce, in the Serie A, Barcelona are very optimistic that Umtiti will be bought there permanently. Even if he doesn't end there, there are clubs in France, like his former club Olympique Lyon, are strongly showing interest in him. So Barca are well optimistic that he will likely depart permanently and of course bring in some money in the coffers that will help the club greatly to achieve the financial fair play. Then moving on to the final story of discussion. Making amends to the Qatar Leipzig wage bill imposed in the Bartomeu's era has been one of the primary objectives of President Laporta's hierarchy, with a wage structure that crippled the club to the floor. Most players of this team now are, already paid according to the systems that was designed by Matteo Alemani's sports management, which emphasizes variable pay and places little emphasis on fixed payments. However, as per Sport, Ter Stegen and Frankie de Jong are the only two players currently proceeding to play under the conditions that they once agreed with the previous board chaired by Josep Maria Bartomeu. While their wage appear unfeasible when compared to the new adjustments, both players of the squad are crucial components of Xavi's 11 as they played a significant role for Barca in their road to win La Liga. Of course, we know that Stegen, for one, made a massive recovery in his performances, winning the Zamora Trophy and, of course, soaring to a new height between the stakes. His record-breaking campaign saw him elevate into an undisputed starter as he conceded merely 18 goals and kept 26 clean sheets throughout the La Liga season. Similarly, Frankie de Jong holds an incredibly high standard in the squad. Frankie also experienced a redemption arc. The Dutchman placed on the market last summer owing to his inconsistent form and imminent wage rise, which is due to take place now. With a preference to roam around and make adventurous carries upfield, Xavi liberated Frankie by placing the player in a more comfortable role, which extracted the former Ajax man's best version. In light of the player's status in the squad, it is unlikely for them to be sold this summer. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.